Hi everybody, I'm Cliff. This is Life with MS, and we're going to do our 1,000th subscriber episode today. Thank you so much everybody for helping us get there. You guys absolutely rock. And today we are going to focus on some of the best questions we've received. Andrea put together a list. I have not seen them. I'm not really sure what I'm walking into here, but we're going to tell all. And there's a lot of great questions, so we're breaking this up into a 3-part series to make it a little bit easier to watch. And this is part 3 of 3.
What keeps you going on a bad day?
Oh, this is a good question.
Yeah.
And I hear it a lot. Like people say, how do you do it? And when they say, how do you do it? They're not talking about my family. Sometimes they're talking about that. But, the family part is done mainly because you're an awesome spouse. And you really
thanks.
pick up and you just inspire me. But this channel is a lot of work. The YouTube video is a lot of work to bring quality content and to keep the hope alive that we're not all in this alone. I am super motivated by everybody that has subscribed or left comments or liked or shared this content. They are what gets me out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I have an idea in the morning. I'm like, I want to talk about this today, but there's nobody who's going to understand. And I think, oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Like, other than you, which I can't
Right.
talk your ear off all the time. You have other things to do.
Yeah.
But the great thing about the YouTube channel is like we can talk about things that are very personal, and we all, for the most part, understand where each other are at because we're all dealing with the same thing. And you can look at it on your schedule, right? Like, and I put up this was interesting. I put up a thing about a questionnaire asking people if they'd like to see a live stream. And I would schedule it once a week and we would do it live.
Yeah.
And a majority of people said, no, I want to watch it when I want to watch it. And that is so MS.
Yeah,
right?
that is so MS.
Like, and I know people that do live streams. And the thing is, like, there are days I'm not going to watch it because I just don't have the energy to watch that stuff at the time frame that they're there. And so the accessibility of YouTube is awesome. And that keeps me motivated to continue to make content where people feel less alone, where they might have some answers or they might have some questions, and where they might find some answers. But the big thing is, like, we're in this together.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love that.
Yeah, it's like a brother in arms kind of thing. We are better together.
We are.
We can go a lot farther together. Like, this is not just you and me. This is everybody. So I agree. I think that's great. Okay, number 8. Oh, this is for me. What is it like to love and care for somebody with MS? I mean, I think
hold on. Talk about before I was diagnosed and post-diagnosis, because there is a major shift.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, well, okay. What is it like to love and care for?
And this will be interesting because she is not into being as vulnerable as I am. Yeah. And so I'm going to see if I can get her to talk about some of the sticky, dark stuff because yeah. Because I think everybody with MS who has a spouse or has a relationship of some type is going to absolutely relate with the dynamic shift that happens with this disease and relationships.
Oh, man.
Okay, go.
I mean, I feel like, honestly, I think we love deeper now. After the diagnosis, there was more compassion and I think that, like, more appreciation, more empathy. I don't know. I feel like there's a deeper sense of love that I think that we have now than we did, like, before you were diagnosed with MS. Because before he was diagnosed with MS and, like, you've heard all of the crazy things this guy has done, I'm kind of, like, on the outside looking in going, like, this guy's a mess. MS. Yeah, this guy's a mess, right? And it's like, but he's hilarious and he's so kind and, you know, he's great and he's actually very reliable in a weird way. Like,
Try to be
super supportive and creative and technical, and he can take one of my crazy ideas and actually make it happen. Like, he's got so much that's great, but, like, for a while there it was like, man, this guy is a mess. And then, like, when you get diagnosed, it's like, everything started to make sense. And it just sort of amplified it, like quieted down the things that I was looking from the outside in, like all of your messy things. It quieted those down because I had more information and empathy and understanding of what was going on. And then it like amplified all of your good qualities that were kind of hiding underneath all of those messy symptoms for a long time. And so I think that honestly, it just created a stronger bond. Not just you and I, but like as a family too. Like,
I agree with that.
yeah, I think like Gavin in particular is going to grow up being a very empathetic human. Maybe he'll even be a doctor.
He already is. I mean, you tripped over a park bench last night, beat yourself up pretty badly. That's really what happened, folks. There's nothing else going on
It
here.
is. It was the dog's fault.
It was the dog's fault, legitimately.
Oh my gosh.
And and Gavin was great.
Yeah.
He made sure you had ice packs, that you were comfortable,
Yeah.
and that you were doing what you needed to do. And he said, "Mom, you need to take care of yourself. Stop worrying about us."
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I just think that it's not easy, loving for somebody who's in so much pain all the time. And
Because we're grumpy.
yeah, well, yeah, you get grumpy, but like having a level of connection and understanding of each other like that deeply, I don't think that people get that deep into their relationships. It's like work and, kids and stuff like that. But when something like life altering happens to you, it really creates like a bond that it's just like you guys went to war together, you're still in war together, you'll always have each other's backs, you love deeply, and you're always gonna do it,
Okay. Can I add to this now?
Oh, fine. New software updates are out.
I don't care about this new software update. Thank you, Norton. How annoying. Okay. I'm going to add to this, and I know this is going to make this a little bit longer, but I think this is really important. Because we have interesting perspectives from both angles, right? I was a caregiver when you had cancer, and you are the caregiver with my MS. And there was one day in 2018, just before my diagnosis, that I had been off the rails for months.
Off the rails in the whole I'm completely losing my mind and being a jerk.
Super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like the heat, we just moved to Texas. The heat was just destroying me, which I didn't know it was the heat causing it at that time. And there was all kinds of stuff going on. And I remember just losing my cool because I went in my office and there was a bunch of stuff laying around that you had been using for a crafting project. And I was like throwing it out in the hallway. I'm like, I don't want this in my office and blah, blah, blah. And I was just so uncomfortable in my own skin. And then I walked into our room late that night, and you were sitting on the bed, and you said to yourself, I can't do this.
No.
And I said, I can't do this either. And I don't blame you. And I remember, I guess it was just right after my MS diagnosis. I said, I'm so uncomfortable in my own skin. I don't want to be with me. And the way I understood how you were feeling is I remember when you had cancer and you were in the hospital for like the third or fourth time. And every single time she had to go in the hospital was for something like critical, right?
Yeah.
You were always in the ER. We're always dealing with that. And I remember I was working 3 jobs at that point. And there were times when I was driving home from the hospital after visiting you that I just wanted to keep driving.
You're like,
I didn't want anything to do with that situation
Yeah.
anymore. I'm sitting in traffic on the I-5 in San Diego, and I'm literally crying there. And there's people like pulling up next to me and like looking in the car. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. It's terrible. I'm an emotional person, right?
Yeah.
I remember and you were really a very good patient. You dealt with a lot of crap in a very bad situation.
I don't really remember much of it.
You don't, because you were drugged out of your mind most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was up against a lot. And so I remember feeling like how hopeless that situation felt. And that was cancer. It's a Boolean thing. You either die from it or you don't have it anymore, right?
Right.
You cure it. It's not like MS. It's not a chronic illness. It's not something where it's like, you're going to be dealing with this forever.
There's not a lot of maybe.
Yeah, there's not a lot of maybes.
Like, maybe you'll be better.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You have there's a hard stop at some point.
Right.
Where there just isn't with MS. And so I remember that. And when I walked in that room and I saw that look on your face, I wanted to give you the option to opt out of this thing if you wanted to, because I understood how insanely difficult it was and how it was going to be. And so thank you for not opting out. So
You're
far.
welcome.
We're still here. We're still here.
Therapy helps.
Therapy helps. Yeah. And that's another thing is like, I got a cognitive therapist with my
MS center.
With the MS center, which ended up being way more important than the actual drugs. Yeah, I do the drugs once every 6 months at that point,
Yeah.
but I did the therapy like once a week.
Yeah,
And
that saved us.
That absolutely saved us, because I was able to talk to my therapist and say, listen, Andrea's losing her mind because I'm a total jerk. I feel guilty because I can't go to work full time now because I'm a complete mess. It's all on her. And we've got a family. We've got 2 house payments because we couldn't sell one of the homes that we were hoping to sell. And it was this whole like complex mess of like stressors. And I love how my therapist would turn it back on me. He's like, well, it's not her fault. It's your fault.
I love your therapist.
Yeah. He's like, it's your fault. You should feel guilty, but you got to figure out how to deal with that guilt.
Yeah.
Because like, it's not going away. It's like mold in a shower. It's just going to be ruminating forever unless you figure out how to deal with it. But there will always be that there. And that was a huge turning point.
How did we make this about you?
Because you were staying very high level with your answer. And there were a lot of points in that trip.
Oh, yes.
In that trip that when you don't have a good experience with something, you put it in the back.
Yeah.
And this is a really important point for people
true.
living with MS, because they're having these conversations with their spouses all the time.
You're right. I mean, like, there's a lot of things that people might see online where it's like, oh, their relationship is perfect despite, that person having MS, and what an angel, they are. But like, man, it is not easy, and it's okay for it to not be easy as long as you're like trying to get help for it. And like we said, like that therapist saved us. Like he really did. So, I mean, it's normal to go through the trenches together.
Yeah. We could make a whole episode about the dynamics of the relationship with MS and between each other. If you guys are interested in that, let us know in the comments below. I know it's something people struggle with a lot, and we could make this
struggling to even talk about it still. Can we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
Okay.
All right. See, I got her to talk about it. She didn't want to talk about it. It's important. It's very important.
So it is important. You're right. If it helps somebody else, then
It's going to help more than one person.
Okay.
At least 2. That's required in a relationship.
What are you talking about, the dogs?
Yes.
Okay. 9. This is for both of us. What's the most insensitive thing someone has said to you, and how did you react?
Oh my God.
I'm glad this is for both of us, because
You first. You
No.
first.
Well, okay. I mean,
This could have been recently.
yes. Okay. So I got hit with like a double whammy at a kid's birthday party, and I barely kept it together. So, a lot of people at this party know that Cliff has MS. Cliff did not show up to this party because Cliff has MS.
It was a hot day.
It was a hot day. He wasn't feeling well. Plus, he had just started his Mavenclad, so we don't want to be around a bunch of germy kids, right? When we're, starting new medicines. And so I show up to this party, and it just felt like the whole vibe was about why Cliff wasn't there and the remedies to MS.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I was just like, okay, so I'll give you an example of a few things that were said to me that day. And this is just sort of like an amalgamation of like what I hear a lot, actually. This was just the most recent thing, which is, oh, I have a nurse friend who knows about MS, who says that MS can be cured by going out in the heat and sweating it out.
Right.
And,
Right.
I mean, mind you, these are coming from friends, like neighbors and friends and associates, like these aren't people that I don't know. These are not strangers to me. Had they been strangers, I would have been like, you're wrong. never talk to me again. However, because these are people that I genuinely, I'm going to see them again and interact with again, I just walked away. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I walked away, and that was just like one. And then like the next one. And then it was like 5 minutes later, somebody else was like, oh yeah, I was a nurse for people with MS. And I watched a guy with MS choke to death in front of me. And I'm like, awesome. Like, so glad to hear that. Yeah. Okay. And then there was more to that story and so much more about misinformation about MS. And I was like, great. And I was like, let's go, Gavin. We are leaving now. Like, it was so bad. And it was painful. And I came home and I just nearly collapsed from just like the overstimulus of a birthday party for kids and feeling very attacked, like by insensitive comments about your MS.
Well, I mean, in all reality, they were defending me because they were pointing out your deficiencies in taking care of me. We should take me out in the middle of a desert, 105 degrees, leave me there, and then I'll get better.
I do wonder if I think people are less brave saying things directly to you.
Oh, yeah.
And so I get the brunt of the dumb things that people say.
Yes.
Right? Like, they're just like, well, he should try this. And it's like, go say that to his face. That's what I should do. Oh my gosh. I should say that to people. That is going to be my next line. You go tell Cliff that.
You can do that because then if I go off on them, I can pretend like it was my Suter Bulber effect. See, we can use this. We can use this. But then again, they know that I would say that anyway, regardless of how I was feeling. Like if there's not a large logical angle to the argument, I'm going to point it out.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of you because there was a time when Andrea would say what she was thinking. And since these are neighbors, the downstream effect would be bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Though honest, bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you. You've grown. You've grown a lot.
But I do think now that people feel like they could, whatever they want to say, they should say it to me and not you. Although I know that you have a few. So what are yours?
When I said, "Oh, I can't make it to this certain meeting that particular day," I said, "I'm just super, super fatigued." And this person said to me, "Well, you just need to try harder because we all get tired." And I thought, wow, this person is not understanding what I'm going through at any level, but
not even trying.
Yeah. And that person to this day, after years, still thinks that my MS is like the flu and I'm going to get better tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And they still treat me like I'm going to be better tomorrow. They call and go, "Oh, is your Mavenclad thing working yet? Are you feeling better? Are you going to, are you turning this thing around?" And I'm like, I can't tell you how many times I've told that specific person, this is not getting better. It may not get worse, which it likely is because of smoldering systems.
Yeah.
Smoldering
symptoms.
Yeah. PIRA, progression independent of relapse activity, as it's known. But it's not going to get any better.
Right.
And for some people, they just cannot seem to grasp the idea that if you get sick, you may not get better.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I get that.
That's heartbreaking, especially when it comes from somebody really close to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that I understand, but the inability for them to shift their mindset, even for a split second, to think that's a possibility that you could get sick and you may not get better. Like, and they see it. Dementia patients, right? Those people aren't getting any better.
Right.
This is not an isolated syndrome.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing to me as to why people get stuck in that loop of like believing that you will get better at some point, and there's just nothing you can say to tell them that it's not.
Yeah.
Going to happen.
Can I add one that I know I've heard somebody say to you?
Please.
It's, "Oh yeah, I know MS. My aunt had MS and she died."
Yes. Yes.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, what?
At that point, those are the kind of
Why?
conversations I just don't even comment on. I will
Yeah.
just literally, instead of just beat that person up with logic, I will just, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like that just, they have that part of their brain missing. And I just turn around and walk away. I'm like, okay, this conversation is far beyond your rank. And
Yeah.
you're not going to be
Yeah.
able to process this information.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to relate to you, but then they like drop something so insensitive in there. It's like, oh, my aunt has MS, so I understand MS a little bit. That's it.
Yeah.
Should have stopped there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Or, she really struggles with it. So if you need anything, let me know. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, those are
the
good.
people that have had someone in their family or themselves that have a chronic condition. They say, I know there's not much I can do, but if you need anything, there
Yeah.
are places like we have a neighbor who's like, on your bad days, just give me a call. I'll make you guys dinner.
Yeah. Or I'll take Gavin off your hands.
She's fantastic.
Yeah,
He's
love her.
fantastic. The whole family is fantastic about
They
that.
are. They are.
But of course they have a lot of experience in
medicine.
medicine, so they get it.
All right. So the last one is
Last one.
number 10. How do you keep from letting MS become your whole personality and taking over your whole life? Which that's hard. I mean, I think that it's okay, especially when you're first diagnosed. I think it's okay that it consumes you for a bit because it really is hard to accept, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it does become your whole life. And now we're past that point for you.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think you bring up a really good point because if you do like I did, don't do this, and that is basically fight your MS and deny that you have it by trying to just kick its butt. Like that, I was like, when I was first diagnosed, I'm like, I have MS. I'm going to be the toughest person with MS you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again because I'm starting to stutter. I'm going to be the toughest person you've ever seen with MS. I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to go do what I used to do, and there's no stopping me.
And I'm just going to pee my pants
And
the whole time.
I'm just going to pee my pants. I'm going to be blind, and I can't be a disaster on a bicycle.
And I'm cleaning up all of your messes.
Yes, and that just does not work.
Right.
It does not work at all.
And I would say an interesting thing I think that changed you from being your MS, and actually just having MS be a part of your life is, funny enough, this YouTube channel. Because I feel like you were able to transition out of yourself and realize that like talking about MS isn't necessarily just always being MS. You know what I mean? Like you were actually able to enjoy the other aspects of your life more when you started talking about MS on this channel. Did you notice that?
I never really saw it that way, but you're absolutely right. And maybe I never sat down to think about it, but there was a huge transition when my MS stopped being about me and started being about us.
Yeah.
And that
talking about it and raising awareness and having like a purpose for, yes, you have MS and you have a purpose to make sure that there's the most people possible could be aware of it so that hopefully we can find a cure and, support people with MS along the way.
Yeah. And so that people that are stuck in that really dark, lonely spot right now, whether you be recently diagnosed or whether you have been diagnosed and been living with this for a long time, you're not alone. And that's the biggest part of this. That's the motivation behind this channel. I say it all the time. I want people to know that they might be feeling alone. I mean, there'll be days that my MS is really bad. I'm sitting right next to you and I feel like I'm the only person on the planet dealing with this shit disease.
Yeah. But
then I have this 2,000 people or 1,000 people that are tuning into the channel and leaving comments and we're all talking about it. And I love watching and reading the comments. I love absolutely getting all your information back and I read it all and I usually reply to it all when I have the time because there are days where I'm in the pits of hell and you know what it feels like.
Yep.
And to hear from you and to be in this battle with you is like,
it's an honor.
It's an honor.
Yeah.
Because so many of you are so smart and still so very optimistic. And it's all right to be pessimistic. The disease sucks.
Yeah.
Right. But we get that. That's where we relate. We can be you can be that way here. You don't have to make excuses, and you don't have to be worried about what you say. Even though I can't talk right now because I'm getting fatigued.
Time for a nappy.
Yes. Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. Like things definitely morphed from me being angry about it to me seeing purpose in it.
Yeah. And then this is so weird, but like, the question was about like, how are you not always MS? Like, how is that not your whole personality? But I will say, the more you talked about MS on this channel and made it about MS, the more dynamic things about life that you started to enjoy, like playing guitar, doing all of your engineering nerdy things, that sort of stuff started to open back up again for you because you started opening up about MS. So crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so crazy. And that was our last question. And I know it was long, but
Thank you
fun.
so much. And I just want to say on that note, the reason I started opening up more is because I saw so many people in my comments talk about their daily battles with multiple sclerosis and the things they were still able to do. And there's always that adjustment period. Mm-hmm. But it seems like, and that adjustment period is different lengths for people, but it seems like you eventually come to the conclusion that's like, this thing has moved in with you, but that doesn't mean you can't put up barriers and still progress in other areas of your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know. I love everybody for that. You guys have really motivated us.
Yeah, definitely.
We talk about your comments all the time. Like, oh, so-and-so said this. I never thought about that way, and it's just amazing. Anyway, this is getting really long.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And first 1,000, we'll never forget you.
Yep, absolutely. And we're going to keep going. So I'm Cliff. This is Life with MS.
I'm Andrea, and this is Life with MS.
Yeah, because you're stuck with me.
Yeah.
Forever.
Love you.
You too. Okay. But we'll talk to you soon. Comment below.
Yeah.
We're out.
All right.